Welcome to Pet Talk. I'm Lauren Collier, and look who's here. It's Oscar, a fabulous great horned owl, wow. And Chico, a beautiful broad-winged hawk, just awesome. Joining us from Horizon Wings in Ashford, Connecticut, a wonderful not-for-profit wildlife rehabilitation center specializing in birds of prey. Let's find out more. Please welcome back owner Mary Beth Kaiser, who has been a wildlife rehabilitator since 1985, and co-founder and hubby Alan Nordells. Thank you both for being here. We are absolutely thrilled. I know last time you were here, Mary Beth, you actually had some beautiful birds, and today you have two others. So first, let's talk about who you have. Who is there? We have the beautiful Oscar. I mean, and you have been very busy. As we said, you've been a wildlife rehabilitator for a very long time now.
26 years
26 years. Yes. And the last time you were on the show, we actually had a viewer who loved the segment, and you went to do a birthday party there.
Right, a birthday party for a 10-year-old son who loved owls.
Who loved owls. So we were like, we love
it. It was
owls.
Great, yes.
It was great, good.
Yes.
So this is Oscar.
Oscar the great horned owl. We've had Oscar for about 6 years now. He was hit by a garbage truck actually down here in southern Connecticut, hence the name Oscar. And they didn't realize, well, they heard a thump and it was dark. They didn't stop, and they continued driving to Hartford. And when they opened the door of the truck, poor Oscar had been stuck between the mirror and the door, and he fell out. It resulted in his shoulder being broken, so he can no longer fly. And Oscar stays with us, acting as a phenomenal foster dad. He doesn't feed the young, but he nurtures them and cares for them and teaches them how to be great horned owls when they come into the center.
And when you talk about being a rehabilitator, I just want to focus again on that for a moment, because it's so important what you do. You would like to be able to release him, I'm sure, but this is why you're in business, because sometimes you can't do that.
Right. Our goal as wildlife rehabilitators is to take in sick, injured, or the truly orphaned birds of prey and get them back to the wild. The reason why Oscar's with us is because he's not releasable. His injury is permanent. But as rehabilitators, our goal is to get everyone we possibly can back into the wild. As educators, it's to spread a message about how to possibly prevent some of the injuries that happens to these birds, so hopefully we won't see as many of them come into rehab.
Absolutely. And Alan, I know we have quite a different sort of, bird there, just as handsome, of course. But tell me a bit about Chico, and picking up on what Mary Beth said, what are some of the things we can do to prevent some of those injuries?
Well, Chico came to us about 4 years ago. He had fallen out of his nest. The woman that saw him on the ground did the right thing by him and just left him alone and observed. And she noticed after a few days that the parents weren't coming around anymore, and he was calling, he was making a begging call that they'll make when they're hungry, and so she went to investigate, and she noticed that his right wing wasn't sitting quite right. So at that point, she picked the bird up and called us as wildlife rehabilitators, which is the right thing to do as soon as you know that there is definitely something wrong.
And he's our broad-winged hawk.
He is a broad-winged hawk, right? He's related to the red tail. He's in the same family as the red tail, but these are more of a woodland type hawk. You're not as apt to see these guys. They're identifiable. The adults are identifiable by that black and white striped tail that you see there. They get that in their second or third year of life.
And I know that you are big on education, and that is so important. You give educational programs all the time, as well as at Horizon Wings, and you have a big event coming up, a big Earth Day celebration, and I really want to tell everybody about it because it really looks like so much fun. And you're not that far from us. It's your 2011 Earth Day Fair, so tell me what we can expect there.
Well, we will be giving aviary tours. We will have 2 formal programs where we will take a few different birds out on hand and explain about them. We'll also have events for children. We're going to read a storybook about rehabilitation to them. We'll have face painting and arts and crafts for the children, as well as a raffle to benefit Horizon Wings.
Absolutely, because non-for-profit, so you can always use help, and you have wonderful, wonderful birds there. These are just 2 of them. Thank you so much for coming and bringing your babies, because we just love them.
Thank you for having us. We love being here.
And as we go to break, well, we have to say a little bit of a sad goodbye to Newt the polar bear, who passed away unexpectedly at his home at the Berlin Zoo. Hundreds turned out to pay their respects. Newt became a worldwide celebrity after he was rejected by his mommy and raised by a zoo caretaker. Newt was just 4 years old and seemed to be just fine. Zoo officials say they still have no idea why he passed away. Very, very sad. We'll be right back. Well, we're back with this must-see video of Izzy the Rottweiler, so sweet and one very busy and very clean girl. Izzy's been cleaning up the streets of Michigan for about 3 years now. She and Daddy pick up any empty bottles and cans when they're out and about on their daily walks. Then Dad recycles them, and then they donate the profits to local animal charities. Just adorable, just as adorable as our beautiful panda here, whose daddy is here. He's Adam Roberts, Executive Vice President of a wonderful national nonprofit animal advocacy organization, I can say that, called Born Free USA. They are working to end animal cruelty and exploitation through legislation, litigation, and public education. We're so happy to have you, Adam, and congratulations on your beautiful little panda. You said you had a big fluffy Oreo, and you certainly do. We have to tell folks it's a Newfie Border Collie mix. Yeah. Very, very sweet. And thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks.
I'm so excited because I really want to share with our viewers about your wonderful organization. It's called Born Free USA. So, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is that wonderful movie, Born Free, that at least our age has seen.
That's right, yeah. We took our inspiration from the film Born Free, and it was actually started, the organization, in the United Kingdom by the actors who were in the film, who played George Adamson and Joy Adamson, the game warden and wildlife protector in Kenya, who rescued Elsa the lioness and then ultimately released her back into the wild. So we take our inspiration from Elsa and from the people involved in the film, and of course that's our mission, is to keep wildlife in the wild.
You are big on protecting African lions, which is so important. There are so few left.
Yeah, exactly right. And Born Free is one of a number of organizations who just petitioned the U.S. government to list the African lion as endangered under the Endangered Species Act. There's been about a 50% decline, 50% decline in the African lion numbers in the past 30 years.
That's so sad.
Yeah, so we're talking about between 23,000 and 40,000 lions left on the entire African continent. So knowing that the decline is so rapid and that it's such a big problem, we want to try and protect them from mostly trophy hunters who are going down, paying big bucks to kill lions and bring the trophy back.
Can't stand it. So you're out there, you're on the front lines, you're pushing in Congress and local organizations to really get out there and petition and have their say, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We work at all levels of government, but we're also trying to educate people and also working where the wildlife lives. So we're not just talking about keeping trophy hunters from bringing lion trophies in. We're actually on the ground in Africa trying to protect lions, support wildlife law enforcement in Africa, and try and keep people and lions able to coexist together in the same environment.
Oh, I love it. That's really terrific. Another thing you're big on are animal traps. Not big for them, against them.
Yeah, it's an incredibly cruel industry, and quite frankly, we think that everybody should be working toward a more compassionate America, and one of the ways that we want to do that is by creating a fur-free America. And we just released this amazing undercover investigation of trappers actually going out in Pennsylvania, not far away from here, and setting these steel jaw leg hole traps out for fur bearers, whether it's raccoons or minks or foxes, bobcats and bears all over the country, but most of it was in Pennsylvania. And these traps, the jaws of the traps slam shut with such bone-crushing force that animals' limbs are literally severed. They have cuts and bruises. It's incredible. I mean,
Fur-free. She's brought back.
We should all. Well, thank you very much.